sniper for about 2.5 months when I first got there. It was rough. We had people like the Laotian general that were feeding us information on the North Vietnamese that we needed to pursue. And it got to be more than I could bear. And I knew on subject number 6, I pulled off with my shot. I hit him. Oh. But I didn't hit him in the head, I hit him in the chest. I knew then that the next shot could be for me. I couldn't do it anymore. They pulled me back, and one of the worst things, probably that, and maybe the best, I don't know, they put me a platoon sergeant. They moved me into platoon sergeant's position. Right out front again. But the difference was, to me, when you're looking through high-powered optics at a subject that you were supposed to be taking out, no matter how small of an instance you see that subject, and it imprints their face on your mind. When you were in a rifle platoon, you do not see that face in the same light that you did then. I see those faces every night. I can't shake it. My psych doctor says you never will. But I deal with it.
What made you pull off on that last one, on subject number 6?
I don't know exactly. It's just the fact that when I look through the scope, I could probably relate seeing him to the other 5 prior. And I guess for an instance in my mind, I said, this is it. The next shot may be coming to me. I didn't want to take him out. It was my job to do that. And even, I didn't take the headshot. I pulled off. I got him in the chest. It did kill him, but it was different. I had tried to make the choice that I wasn't going to do it. But I guess in my background, I knew that I had to, because he could have been coming at me with the next shot. And I knew I had to. But I knew that I didn't want to. But I knew I had to.
So as a sniper, was the order always to target the head as opposed to just eliminate the threat?
Yeah. Usually that, in your training, which was not a lot in my situation, you were taught to always take the headshot if you can. The first 5 I did. I mean, I don't want, but anyway, I guess
It was war.
It was.
That's what you're supposed to do in war.
And we were pursuing subjects that the CIA had handed us, that you need to take this subject out. And that's what we were trained to do, and we did.
It's a high value target.
Yeah. They may not have been infantrymen, but they were people that were controlling a lot of what was coming back at us. North Vietnamese generals, colonels, whatever rank they were instructing their people that was under them to set up whatever they were told to do to take us out. And that was our objective. Take those people out, and it takes part of the liability away from us, because they're not there to give the orders but somebody else could take up their position. And that's why we were told to take certain ones out. Then that was through the CIA's information and the intel that they had, like the colonel that we met the other night. That was his position. I mean, and it probably wasn't him because of the time frame. I think he was a little bit later than me, but we had other people that from Laos and Cambodia that had come into our part of the military through the CIA or whatever, that looking like a lot of North Vietnamese, they could get in to find out what needed to be done, and then they would feed that information back to us, and that was our objective, to take out the people that they had told us that needs to be taken out.
Did you learn your skills, your shooting skills, as a country boy, or did you learn them in boot camp?
As a country boy, I was raised on a farm out in the country. We had a 91-acre farm, and you know, a lot of times if you missed a shot, you didn't have supper. But I'm not bragging about being an excellent shot, but I guess I was more than mediocre because I had experience hunting, and it was just a way of life that you know, you grab your gun, you go kill supper, or you go kill a deer that will last, you know, whatever. But
that was one of the eye-opening things for me when I was interviewing veterans around the country. It was it became comical how many, say, were raised in the cities or the suburbs, but they always talked about their country, comrades. You know, they just had the shot. We always wanted to make sure we were surrounded by our country folk, you know, our country boys.
After I got out of the service, me and a couple of my cousins and my brother was deer hunting. And there was a tree that had mistletoe up in it right before Christmas. So everybody wanted some mistletoe. And everybody had shot and shot and shot, and nobody had hit it. And my cousin looked around at me and he said, "Well, you going to shoot?" And I said, "I'm just letting y'all get some practice." And he said, "Well, we're not going to hit it." He said, "Go ahead and see." And I pulled up, the first shot, it fell out. And it didn't get away from me over the years anyway. But now, I mean, I've got rifles, I've got guns. I've got better optics now than I had back then. But
I bet.
I can still shoot. I bought a new gun recently. It was a Browning, 30-06, and we put the optics on it, and we set up a target down across the hayfield, and 3 shots, and I had it zeroed in. Just bam, bam, bam. Of course, you laser sight first, and then from that, I had 3 shots, and I could put them in a quarter. And that's even with my bad eyes. Even now, if somebody, of course, my son's just opened up a gun repair shop, and if somebody brings one to get the scope adjusted on it, he'll let me do it. He said I can shoot better than he can. I don't know that I can, but anyway.